On January 30th, 1989, a man entered a Domino's store in Chamblee, Georgia, but he wasn't there to order a pizza. Instead, he pulled a gun and took the 2 employees working inside hostage. The man, named Kenneth Lamar Noid, was reportedly driven to do so by the belief that the Domino's restaurant chain was targeting him with its slogan and a mascot that shared his last name, Noid. And while many sources attribute this 1989 incident to the reason why Domino's discontinued the Noid, the reality is not so straightforward. So, who was the Noid? And what did happen to him? This is the story of the Domino's mascot, the Noid. In the 1980s, a pizza restaurant chain called Domino's was making big moves. First founded with only 1 store in Michigan in the 1960s, Domino's was expanding rapidly, with franchisees opening new locations across the United States. 2,000 or more in '84, proclaimed Domino's founder and president Tom Monaghan. But Domino's wasn't the only pizza chain with big plans. And what started as small skirmishes had heated up to a full-out pizza war. Now, I've talked a bit about the pizza wars on my channel before, but in short, it was this time of intense competition between the big 3 pizza chains: Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars. Now, of course, all wanted to be number 1, and all were fighting over this shrinking piece of the pie. The pizza pie, that is. The big 3 tried to outdo one another by slashing prices, offering new menu items, and improving ingredients. But in the mid-1980s, there was still one key difference between the 3 restaurant chains: how you'd mainly get your pizza. Pizza Hut was dine-in, Little Caesars was pickup, and Domino's had delivery. Now, delivery was a big selling point for Domino's. It was even part of its slogan. But delivery was a risk, too.
There was a perception that existed, and probably still exists to some level, is that if you ordered a pizza and you waited 30 minutes for it and it was delivered in a car, at that point in time could have been a 1977 Chevette with a driver that smoked cigarettes, there was an opportunity that your pizza was going to be compromised when it showed up to your home, right? It wasn't going to be as good as the one that you would get if you went to Pizza House or Pizza Hut and it came out of the oven and 4 minutes later it's at your table.
That's Ernie Parrish. Parrish was part of a Michigan-based ad agency called Group 243, which Domino's first hired in 1975. Now, to reassure customers that their pizza was in safe hands with Domino's, Parrish and Group 243 created an ad campaign that followed a mischievous character who embodied people's fears about pizza delivery. The commercials would show how Domino's avoided the character while making deliveries. At first, Group 243 considered naming their character Murphy's Lawyer, a reference to Murphy's Law, or the belief that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But ultimately, they decided on the name The Noid, which worked very nicely as a slogan. Avoid the Noid, called Domino's Pizza. To bring the Noid to life, Group 243 hired a unique claymation studio called Will Vinton Productions out of Portland, Oregon. You may not recognize the name, but you might be familiar with some of their work.
California raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine?
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Now, when Group 243 approached Will Vinton Productions, they weren't sure what the Noid would ultimately look like.
We kind of know the character was a industrious little, evil, kind of a get after it, kind of a Wile E. Coyote kind of a character, sort of. He was always going to have tools and a bag of tricks, and he was going to always have some stuff like that. But you never know what he was actually going to look like. Was he going to be a little gremlin or a little elf or a little, was he going to be a male or a female or an animal? When you're starting the whole process, you don't really know.
An artist named Barry Bruce at Will Vinton began sketching different versions of the Noid and sending them to Ernie Parrish. Now, remember that this was the 1980s, and you couldn't just send a text or an email with an image attached. So Bruce had to actually send the sketches from Oregon to Michigan by FedEx or by using a fax machine, a device that scans a document and sends it electronically as an image using the phone line.
And then one day, I remember this vividly, when the sketch came over that ended up being the Noid now, but the costume, the long ears, the whole craziness, the moment that thing spit out of the fax machine, there was no question in my mind. That's the birth. That is the Noid.
Ernie Parrish and his team knew that they were onto something, but it wasn't enough that they believed in the Noid. They also had to convince Domino's franchisees, who watched Parrish's presentation about the Noid in cold silence.
It wasn't like a slam dunk the first time anybody heard it. It was like, what the heck are you talking about?
But Parrish was ultimately able to win the franchisees over. And with their, perhaps reluctant blessing, Group 243 and Will Vinton Studios could start making the commercials. Pons Maar was hired as the voice of the Noid. Maar was an actor, mime, contortionist, puppeteer, and more. He put a pair of pantyhose on his head to give himself Noid's ears, and studio artists used Maar's movements as a reference for animating the clay Noid character.
I guess you've noticed in walking around, they always shoot reference footage, which gives them the character's personality. That's what I do. I provide the movements and the extreme characterization and vocalization.
Can you make that pinwheel thing happen? Yeah. Can your eyes go around like this? That's funny, Dave.
Then, on September 22nd, 1986, the Noid made his television debut, and Domino's held its breath, waiting to see if the commercials would work.
This is the Noid. He loves to ruin your pizza. If you've ever gotten cold pizza, or squashed pizza, or pizza that just wasn't right, the Noid did it. But at Domino's Pizza, we avoid the Noid.
Now, at first, the Noid campaign was met with confusion, or at least it was from members of the advertising industry. Readers of Adweek, an advertising trade magazine, voted the Noid number 2 on its list of worst commercials of 1986. The publication wrote, "No doubt everybody wants the pizza delivered hot, but this commercial from Group 243 in Ann Arbor, Michigan leaves many respondents cold." Adweek further demeaned the campaign as silly. But at the same time, something unusual was happening. Instead of avoiding the Noid, people were embracing him. A fan club was started in Ohio. College dorms had Noid floors. Kids wanted to dress up as a Noid for Halloween. More importantly, the silly commercials led to an 8% increase in Domino sales. Domino's advertising director noted, "If this is the silliest ad we've ever done, and it got the results it got, we'll run silly ads the rest of our lives." And Adweek magazine had to eat its words a year later when it named the Noid one of the top 10 commercials of 1987, as voted by 25,000 consumers. The Noid's popularity extended beyond Domino's itself. People were buying Noid-branded hats, clothing, and dolls. There was a Noid Capcom game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The Noid made an appearance at the White House during an annual Easter egg hunt, and broadcasting network CBS even played with the idea of giving Noid his own television show. But the Noid's rise to fame wasn't all good. The character would become the target of theft, violence, and even a hostage situation. We'll be right back. Enjoying this video? Please consider giving it a like, a comment, or subscribing to my channel below. Thank you, and now back to the video. As a major public figure of the 1980s, the Noid was the target of many Noid nappings. That is, Domino's across the country saw a rash of thefts as large inflatable Noids mysteriously disappeared from store lobbies, cars, and even roofs. Most of these thefts were treated as pranks, with robbed Domino stores offering free pizza in exchange for the safe return of the Noid. But a much more serious incident occurred on January 30th, 1989. At 11 a.m., a 22-year-old man entered a Domino's Pizza armed with a gun. He took the 2 employees working inside hostage and demanded to speak to Domino's officials. A nearly 6-hour standoff ensued between the man and the police. The man was Kenneth Lamar Noid, and according to news reports, he thought the Noid commercials were about him. Thankfully, the Domino's employees managed to escape, and Mr. Noid surrendered. He was later ruled innocent by reason of insanity and ultimately died a few years later. Now, you may think that Domino's might have quietly retired the Noid as a result of the horrifying incident, and many sources will tell you that they did, but they didn't. As Domino's director of corporate licensing noted, "Thank God it ended peacefully. If any harm had come to any of the employees or the man himself, we would have had to make a hard decision about whether to keep on using the Noid." But that didn't mean the Noid advertising campaign wasn't in danger.
Different people get involved and different people want to leave their own mark on something. That's the only thing that changed. It wasn't research. It wasn't that somebody didn't like it. It wasn't about Kenneth Lamar Noid. It wasn't anything. It was that there were new people in charge, and some of those people made the decision that they wanted to go in another direction.
One of the main issues Domino's officials had with the Noid is that he no longer appealed to adults. As Matthew Thornton of Group 243 noted, customer research showed people are not as enamored as they used to be. Interest had waned somewhat. Research also told us that the younger you are, the more likely you are to like him. If you are 6 to 12, you think he's fabulous. To that end, in February 1990, Domino's launched a new campaign called "It's Time for Pizza," and the Noid commercials were demoted from primetime television to Saturday morning cartoons, where they'd be primarily seen by children. Around the same time, Domino's experienced a series of upheavals. The restaurant chain received backlash for its 30 minutes or less delivery guarantee, which critics believed encouraged reckless driving. A series of lawsuits and settlements ultimately led to Domino's dropping its 30-minute guarantee policy. Domino's was also losing ground in the pizza wars. Pizza delivery had given the company an edge until Pizza Hut began offering its own delivery service. And after seeing double-digit growth in the 1980s, Domino's saw its sales decline. To fight back against Pizza Hut's move into Domino's delivery turf, franchisees demanded more aggressive marketing. So Domino's fired its longtime ad agency, Group 243. By 1991, the Noid was no longer featured in advertising. And in late 1992, he was voided altogether and replaced by a new spokes character called Donnie Domino. Now, by this point, Ernie Parrish had left Group 243 to start his own advertising company. But that didn't mean he stopped thinking about the Noid.
My biggest disappointment is that it only reached about 5 to 10% of its potential in terms of becoming a household character that could have lasted for 40 years.
And Parrish wasn't the only one still thinking about the Noid. In 2011, Domino's featured the Noid in an arcade-style game on its Facebook page. Then again in 2021, Domino's briefly resurrected the character, with the Noid attacking the company's prototype driverless pizza delivery vehicles, before he, and the driverless delivery vehicles for that matter, disappeared from advertising once more.
Nobody seems to have forgotten about it, which is kind of interesting, right? When you bring it up, people know what you're talking about, and many advertising characters have there been, and how many of them, would people remember 40 years later? So, I guess when I stop and think about it, that's pretty cool.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Ernie Parrish for taking the time to share his memories of the Noid with me. If you like this video, you may also enjoy my video on the creation of another iconic pizza mascot, Pizza Hut's Pizza Head. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel continue to grow and videos like this one to reach even more people. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.